today, who's really very dear to me, because I have huge respect and love for her, because she has changed and transformed the life of lots of people by being a guiding light to the success, and I'm one of them as well. And she's an executive coach, trainer, and public speaker. She's none other than our coach, Cheryl Pinto. She has retired financially free as 33. She doesn't need to work for money. Whatever she does now, she does it because she loves it. She has been in the financial industry for 20 years, worked for banking for 17 years, and been a trader and financial advisor for 3 years. She has been, and she's a trained coach who understands how the mind works, and and has successfully helped her client to get rid of abundance of blocks and live the life of their dream. She's alumna of Howard University. She holds a two master degree and one in a master in international business from the University of Wollongong, and MBA in finance in the SP Jain School of Global Management. She's a certified NLP coach and master practitioner and life coach. She is a certified theta healer to destroy limiting beliefs and install empowering one. She's a certified forex and future trader. She's a certified practitioner of emotional freedom technique and uh, thought field therapy. And she has also certification in metaphysics of manifesting abundance. If I have to talk about her, I'll be keep on going on and on. And there's one thing I really want to mention. I'm so excited to mention this, that she's an author of our new upcoming book, Money: Master Your Mind Game. Now, enough me talking. As you can see that I'm a little bit nervous because of this, even because I'm hosting the person I really love and admire. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity to Dubai Jobs Hunt and the volunteer who guided me to host this event, and ET Empowerment Talk to providing me this platform. Now, I would like to welcome and hand over the spotlight to my dearest coach, Coach Cheryl. Coach Cheryl, please welcome. Stage is yours.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Okay, so all of you, I think all of you here know me. I want to know in the chat box before I continue and start sharing all that I know that I'm so excited to bring to you guys. I want to know in the chat box, is there anyone here who is around me for the first time? If it's the first time, type 1. If you know me before, give me a heart, type love. Go for it. I want to know if this is the first time for anybody. You know me, Ravi. Hello, Swati. Oh, so amazing to see you guys after so long. I have one first time who's private messaged me. Don't worry about it. We are going to take care of you. All right. We have Meenu, Kimraj, first time. This is awesome. Okay, good. So we have some first timers. The reason I'm asking is because there are some rules when I'm in the room. Rules, yeah. So many of you know I run a community called Fear to Freedom, and I help people go to freedom. So there are rules of freedom. I'm going to share the rules. Of course, many of you know the rules here. For the benefit of those who don't know the rules, there are 3 rules. Rule number 1 is that we have fun. Fun. Everybody asking, how do we have fun? Why do we have fun? Fun is showing each other love, putting those hearts, giving me those, applause signs, whatever is fun for you. And the reason I say that is if it ain't fun, it won't get done. And what are we here to do? We're here to learn something that we did not know. We're here to transform, to become something that we weren't before this session. You're not here to waste your time. You're here to get value, and I'm here to give you that. And the best way to get there is through fun. Just trust me, okay? All right, and rule number 2 is when, there you go, I can see the answer in the chat box. Rule number 2 is when I ask the question, how's everybody doing? The answer is awesome. All right, so that's the question number 2. So we're going to, and rule number 3, before we do it, is when I'm going to ask you the question, how's the energy in here? Everybody goes, hi. Hi is the answer, all right? So let's try that. How's everybody doing? You can shout awesome. You're muted, I know, and type awesome. Awesome. I can see Pooti's awesome. Tulika's awesome. Michael, Swati, amazing. And how's the energy in here? Hi, 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 hi. There you go, Jiban. All right, amazing, guys. Shola's hi, Pooti's hi. All right, Anita's hi. Michael is hi. Awesome. Sheikh Samir is hi. Tulika hi. Loving this, guys. I love you. Thank you so much. Mohammed Nishad is hi. Jagnesh is hi. Sambo is very high in caps. This is awesome. Now, my friends, we are ready to rock and roll. Question to begin. Do I have your permission? I am going to seek your permission to say things that may shake you a bit. It might stir you a bit, or it might shock you a lot. Do I have your permission? Please type yes. Woo, look at that. Someone's been really creative in the chat. Abel is saying permission granted. Thank you so much. Oh, look at that. Renel, that's beautiful. CP, love it. Ravi, you are low on energy. You got it. No problem. Just keep watching me and imitate me. Okay, this is awesome. Good, guys. I have your energy. Now we are ready to go. Okay, so I want to know before I talk to you guys, who am I connecting with? There's no point if I talk about things that we can't connect with. So tell me, who are you? When I say who are you, I want to know, are you employed already? So do you have a job? Are you looking for a job? Now, just type number one, number two. Number one, you have a job. Number two, you're looking for a job. Number three, you're self-employed. I want to know who you are. Okay, twos, ones, twos. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, twos, ones. I think we have a lot of twos. That's good. That's good. I'm really happy you're here. This is amazing because this is going to be so beneficial to you guys when you're going for your interview, when you're getting that job that you want. Awesome. I'm really happy to be able to serve you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, perfect. And we have employed. That's awesome. Okay, perfect. Now I want to know your job level. 1 for entry level, 2 for mid level, 3 for senior level. So when I say entry level, it can be, entry, just beginning your career. Good, we have some senior levels here. This is awesome. Really happy. Let's see, where do we have? Okay, good. Entry level, mostly mid and senior. This is awesome. This is perfect. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, and I think that now I know who I'm going to be talking to, which is awesome. Okay, Jay, I am done with understanding the room. Now it's over to you. Thank you so much, guys, for your contribution. Let's see where Jiban takes the conversation today. Go for it. You're muted, Jiban.
Okay. Oh, yes. What I was saying is I would like to conduct this session a little bit differently because until now we've seen that there is a lot of coach comes and they share their ideas. But what I got to know that there are a lot of people in the audience. They have a lot of questions, and because of the time frame, we cannot address everybody's questions, right? So I have some questions ready, which resonates with a lot of people who are our audience. The people are like our audience are mostly who are looking for job. Either they have a job and they're looking for growth in job, and they're looking change in job. Yeah. So accordingly, I have created some questions, and I would be happy if you go through a Q&A session today.
Of course.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, so thank you so much. See, first of all, I would like to know, yes, so you are financially free now, but definitely you started your career with a job, right?
Yeah.
So would you please tell us a little bit about your career, the journey of your career in a job?
Yeah, sure, of course, absolutely. So I started off in a normal job, just like everybody. I started working when I was very early, like 16. I was very young, I mean. So I started working when I was in university, just beginning university, if I remember correctly. I did a lot of odd jobs even before that. When I started, I'm going to talk about my career in banking before the odd jobs where I worked in many places. So in banking, when I started my career, I started off as a secretary to a branch manager. And I'm sharing this with you because it's important for us to understand that everybody starts at ground zero. Usually what happens is that we look at everybody's final finished product and we think, oh, we'll never get there. But what we don't see is where this person started from. And that's why today I'm going to share with you where I started from. Maybe not everybody knows this story. So I started off as a secretary. Eventually I got into, and it was a really great joy for me because I was doing a temporary assignment, filling in for someone who's on maternity leave. And I got offered to work as a teller. For me, that was the best job. I couldn't even believe it. It blew my mind when I was offered a full-time job. And I said, am I going to get like a staff number? For me, that was a really big deal. So yeah, I moved to becoming an employee, becoming a cashier. When I say teller, it's a cashier. I don't know if everybody knows banking terms very well. Eventually, I moved on, climbed the corporate ladder, moved to becoming a head teller, then moved towards becoming an assistant relationship officer in corporate banking, and then moved to becoming an assistant relationship manager, and then a relationship manager, then a senior relationship manager, and finally a unit head. So this was my career progress over 17 years.
Wow. While you're saying it, it feels like you didn't just walk to your growth, you just ran to your growth.
And guess
It
what?
really
Today you
feels
all
like
will
that.
find out how. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, dear.
Yeah. Okay. See, you were in banking industry for 17 years, and as I can see that you're doing very well. Yeah. So what made you switch leave the job and start your journey on entrepreneurship?
Okay. The simple answer is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All of you, maybe you all know Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So when we start off, when every one of us humans, we start off, we first have our physiological needs, which means we need to have roti, kapda, makan, which means food, clothing, and shelter. And then as we go up, then we want to have more income needs. We have social needs where we want people to love us, and then we go on towards what's called your esteem needs, which is we want to be successful, we want to have money, we want to have strength, we want to have freedom, we want to have recognition. So once you're there, then what? Then comes what is the top of Maslow's hierarchy, which is called self-actualization. Self-actualization simply means becoming all that you were meant to be, becoming the best version of yourself. And when I reach this level, which all of you will reach, you will realize that the only way to live your fullest life to your fullest potential is when you serve others. And the only way that I know, the best way to serve others, is through entrepreneurship. Of course, there are many, but when you become an entrepreneur, that's when you can actually begin to step up, step into your game, and really become all that you can be, all that you are meant to be by serving others. And that's the reason that I moved away from corporate banking, from banking, because I realized I wasn't adding value. My work was not changing lives. Yes, I was financing big roads, big buildings, but I didn't see people's lives changing. I saw people struggling, suffering, stuck, and I knew that they could do so much more. I was wondering, why don't they see it? And eventually, as circumstances led me down this path, Avil is one of the key people who pushed me on this path and helped me to see the power of coaching, the power of changing lives, the joy that it brought me. And then it was inevitable, really. I had to choose this path.
Yes. When you say that you change your path to serve others, I am the biggest example, and I can say proudly that you really doing it. And I saw a lot of example in front of me, and I felt it too. Definitely, you're doing the great job, which is I think in this world when people are just thinking about themselves and just they're pulling others down and just they want to reach by pulling others down, and you are the one teaching us that you can grow by growing others as well, by helping others as well. Just thank you so much for that, and this amazing job you do. We love you for that.
Thank you so much,
So
dear.
let's get back to the topic what we're about to discuss. Let's address this elephant in the room. So what do you think, in your point of view, definitely you have ran through your career success. What do you think? What is that number one thing that will help us to become number one in our career or business? Please share us.
Good. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to answer that question with a question because I'm a coach and that's what we do best. In real estate, what are the three most important things in real estate? Comment, please. In real estate, for those of you who know, if anyone knows, what are the three most important things in real estate? Buying, selling, owning a home, anything. So the value of real estate. There you go. Khalid Khan is the magic trainer from UK who has the answer.
Location.
Love that. His name is so cool. Okay, so this is absolutely right. He got it. Location, location, location. When it comes to real estate, the most important thing is location. when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career, when it comes to business, what is the number one thing, or let's say, what are the three most important things when it comes to business or career success? Type it. Ravi says price, location, load. That's a good one. Location is the most important thing. Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to work, when it comes to career, when it comes to business, what are the three most important things? If location is the most important thing when it comes to real estate, love it. That's unbelievably amazing. What he says there, competence, communication, confidence, it's kind of startling, and I'll come to that. Three most important things are, write this down, guys. I hope everybody's got pen and paper, because today's session is so life-changing. It has the potential to change your life. It's totally up to you what you do with this information. So when it comes to work, business, the three most important things are relationships, relationships, relationships. This might be surprising for many people. However, you may have heard this. It is not what you know, it is who you know. I'm going to stretch that a bit and say, it is not how you do something, it is who you have in your life that will help you do it. And that, my friends, is the number one thing to make you number one: relationships.
This is not the answer most of them were expecting, definitely.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I'm so... Yeah. Okay, go ahead. What's next?
So, relationship. But don't you think to get that job, they have gone through the college, they have gone through the university, they have the degree, they have the skills. Don't you think that that thing helped them grow in their business or in their career? So why does a relationship, plays the important role, not their education and the skill?
Oh, amazing question. You know, this is such an important point. I have been in the shoes of the hiring manager, if you will. So, of course, I used to have many teams and hired many people. Now, I'm going to invite all of you to consider that you are the hiring manager. I want you to consider that you are taking the interview of people who are coming and applying for a job. So we're going to introduce you to two candidates, candidate A and candidate B. Candidate A is an A grade student, has all the certificates you want, great at the skills, all the experience, is really good, top performer at the previous company, got glowing records on LinkedIn. Everything is awesome. Candidate A is your A candidate, comes to you, sits across the table, you're having an interview. He is really confident, obviously, because he is really good at whatever he has been doing. Doesn't really talk to you a lot, though. Just says hello, answers the questions to the point, shows his certificates, shows all of his, recognitions, and doesn't smile, doesn't engage with you, and leaves. Now comes in your candidate B. He's not an A grade, but a B grade student. Let's say that he hasn't got all A's. He's got a good enough education, not from Harvard maybe. He doesn't have the glowing records. However, he comes to you, he's smiling, he's warm, he's energetic, he's enthusiastic. He talks to you, he comments on how your necktie looks really good or something about you looks really good. And in conversation, you realize that both of you went to the same school. And now the question, option A or option B, who will you hire? Option A or option B, you're the hiring manager. And I will salute those guys who have the courage to type B. Thank you for being honest. And now, my friends, I will answer Jiban's question with just the answers in the chat box. All of you chose the person who you like versus the person with the best skills, the best experience. And this is the truth of us as human beings. We are not robots. Now write this down. Human beings are not logical beings. We are emotional beings. Human beings make decisions based with the heart first and then justify it with the mind. They will choose that they like someone and then they will find reasons to hire them. If you guys agree with this, give me a boom. When you love something in a store, you know it's not logically right, your heart saying you want it, you will buy it and then list a long list of logical reasons why you're buying it. Human beings are not logical, we are emotional. So this is awesome. This is awesome. I'm loving it, guys. Lot of hell yeses, lot of booms. Loving this. Man, I love you guys. I love your energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's your energy that gives me energy. Someone was talking about that. I swear, guys, it's your energy that gives me energy. So thank you for being so active in the chat. This is rocking. All right, Jiban, I hope that answers your wonderful question. On skills or relationships, which one is more important?
Yes, you did. Actually,
Yeah.
when you were answering me, I was thinking that I wish I would have known about this one when I started my career 10 years ago. This is the one thing I was lacking of. Yes, I had a skill. I was doing very good in my department, but this is one thing I was lacking, that building a relationship. I was a very straightforward person, but this is the one thing I lack. So almost like for 3 years, I stayed in the same department, same position. And when I realized that, okay, this is one thing I need to improve, then I started to grow. So I
Awesome.
think the people, this topic will be helpful for you. Please keep in note. This will change your life.
Yep.
So let's say if relationship is the key to the success, and definitely you have a lot of tips for us. So what do you think, what one can practice or do to improve the relationship with their colleague at workplace, or with their managers? Definitely, if you're more likable with your surrounding, the work environment will be good, you're going to be productive, and and definitely your job will be recognizable. So how we can uh, uh, improve the relationship and be likable with our colleague and managers or our superiors?
Okay, great question. And I'm actually a little amazed because this is a framework that I teach in my trainings, and I wasn't intending to share it, but I was amazed that Khalid brought it up, and I'm thinking to myself, this can't be a coincidence. So I'm going to share this framework with you, all right? So I call it the three C's. It's very interesting that Khalid brought up three C's. They're slightly different from the framework that I shared, but very close, so close that it blows my mind. But here are the three C's that I always tell people. If you want to build, develop, and grow your relationships, remember these three C's. Two of them are exactly what Khalid said. I have a third one, which is slightly different. So the first C that I would encourage everybody, these are all three learnable skills, by the way. This is not something that we were born with. All three of these we can learn and master. And when you do that, everything will change. I promise you this, everything will change. I was known at work for the person that if you want to get a yes, send Cheryl. If there was any case that was too difficult, they would send me. If there was any client that was too difficult, they would send me. This was what I was known for. And how did I do it? Of course, I kind of reverse engineered what was I doing that others weren't doing. And these are the three C's. I hope all of you have your pens. Write this down. This goes to only my people who attend my trainings, but you guys are going to receive it now. So the first C is communication. A lot of people know and have heard communication. They know that it's, I'm talking, you're listening. That's communication, and that's not communication. What we understand as communication is way off from what real communication is. So when I talk about communication, before I go there, let me just tell you what the three C's are. You guys can write it down, then I'll explain each of the three C's. The first C, communication. The second C, care. The third C, confidence. So interesting, isn't it, Khalid, that you had two of those the same as I? It's so fascinating. All right, so communication, care, and confidence. All right, everybody got those three C's. Now let me explain. When I say communication, I don't mean just verbal communication. I don't know how many of you have read there was this really, really great research done by Meherban where he said that it's what you're actually saying is a very small percentage of the overall communication. What's more important is the tone of your voice and your body language. Your the words you use, which is what we think is communication. We think, okay, I'm going to say these words and these words are the right words and the words that I use, that is what communication is. It only, you'll be amazed if you hear this, it only contributes towards 7% of your actual communication that's happening is just 7% of the words that you're using. What's more important, 38%, is your vocal variety or the way that you speak. So inflection, just changing your voice, being loud when you have to, being soft when you have to, just the tone. When you call someone and they're smiling, you can tell, right? How do you know it?
Yeah.
You can't see them.
Yeah.
Because you can sense it. We are
Sense
emotional beings. We sense these things. We can sense this person is smiling. And 55% is body language. How many of us have focused on our body language? How many of us have focused on how our voice sounds? Nobody. All we focus on is what we're saying. And usually what we're saying is also wrong because we haven't been trained on how to speak correctly, on how to communicate correctly. And I'm very happy to share that with you if you guys would like to know. However, communication is, as I said, not just the words you use, but your tone and body language. This is something that's important about communication. And when I say communication, let's take this to the next level. It's not just one-to-one communication, it's one-to-many communication. It's the communication I'm having with all of you. And there is so much that I can say about why one-to-many communication is important, why public speaking is important, but this is super important to help you build relationships. When you're able to stand in front of an audience, just like I am sitting in front of the audience and talking to you guys are automatically in your mind associating me as being different. And the reason is that we as humans are so afraid to stand out of the pack. Maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't. If you look at animals who don't have ability to fight, like if you look at deers or gazelles, they all hang out in herds, in packs. Whereas we look at a lion, they don't have a very big pack. They're probably hanging out in one. Most of the lions always alone, and then if he has his pride, there's a few of them. What's the reason behind that? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it. What's the reason that animals who can't fight hang in like bigger groups, whereas animals who are stronger don't? And I think that a lot of you have probably realized it, and I'm just going to, because of time, I'm going to continue and speak about it, is that when we're in large groups, we feel safer, that if something comes to eat us, maybe it'll catch the other guy. So we like to hang out in big groups, okay? When you stand out of the crowd, there is a chance that you can get eaten. And we, if you look at it, do we have very strong bodies, nails, teeth? No. So which section are we in? Are we in more like the pack animals, or are we more of the individual animals? And you know what the answer is. So when we as humans that's why there's a crowd mentality. That's why everybody wants to do what everybody is doing. Everybody's talking about the same thing. Everybody wants to eat the same thing, dress the same way, watch the same news, because we like to be same, because there's safety in sameness. However, it's not how you excel and become number one, because there's only one number one, right? You gotta be away from the group, right? So we need to be able to do public speaking. That's your C for communication. When you're a public speaker, people automatically think this person's different. This person has the guts to stand out of the crowd. And so you become special. You become special. When you become special, you move towards number one. Always, always, I ask this question: are you aiming to be ordinary or extraordinary? Put it in the comments below. Ordinary or extraordinary? Tell me, guys. And while you guys are typing out the answer to that, because I think most of you will be XXX. Woo! Loving it. Okay, awesome. Love you, Diksha. Very good. Jagnesh and Asma, loving it. All right, Michael, loving the X's. Extra. Ravi, extra. Ranira, extra. Khalid, unique. I love unique. Very, very good. Let's make you extraordinarily unique. All right, awesome. Okay, amazing. So all of you are here to be extraordinary. So these are things we need to do to be extraordinary. So coming back to the framework, we'll be talking about the first C, which was communication. Second C, which Khaled did not have, which I think is more of mine, which is something that most people do not focus on, which most people never think about in a corporate world, is care. When I say care, I mean love. Now, that's a bad word, isn't it? Nobody wants to talk about love. Nobody wants to talk about care, because we
True.
somehow imagine that in the corporate world, we are working with people devoid of emotions. We think when we go to work, there's just a manager, there's this an officer, there are just these bodies wearing suits with no emotions. Do you think that's true?
No.
We Absolutely not true. We are talking to human beings. It is so important to bring care into the equation. How we do care is so many ways, and it's probably going to take another conversation altogether. But it's just showing love, showing expression, showing connection with people. That's the second C. Okay, we'll talk about that later if you guys have any questions on it. How to do it, because it's a very big topic. And the number three is, and Khalid had that right, is confidence. Build self-confidence. Why is this important? If you meet a person who doesn't have confidence, are you likely to like them a lot? Are you likely to promote them? Are you likely to give them those career raises? Yeah. Tough one, right? But I already took your permission in the beginning to say things that would shake you, shock you, or stir you. So I am politically correct now because I have your permission. We will choose people with confidence. Because confidence shows that you love yourself. Confidence shows that you know that you are good enough. And so the other person also loves you. And the other person also thinks you're good enough. Making sense?
Yes, it's
Good.
completely makes sense.
So that's my framework for you guys. The 3 C's of being awesome.
Great, great, great. Care, I think something in corporate world at a workplace people has forgotten completely, because they think that only way to grow, that I have to beat this person, that's the only time I'll be grow. They don't think that together we can grow, and that's why they don't care. They feel like as a competitor to each other, and the only way to succeed is step on somebody else. So that's what I felt as well. When I was working in a retail sales, that's what I felt as well, and I've gone through that experience as well. So thank you so much for highlighting that. uh, since you gave us these tips, I want to ask you, would you please shortly give a short example, how did you practice this thing on your workplace while you're working on the banking sector, so
Oh,
we're going
wow.
to have a clear example how to implement it in a real field.
Great question. Thank you for asking that. Well, I have a few hacks, and I think you guys like hacks, right?
Yes, we
Again, I
do.
hope you guys are writing this down, okay? Because this is life changing. This has a lot to do with care. And I will tell you this, which maybe many of you have never heard before, because all we do are systems and processes and frameworks and all of that scientific stuff, which is all talking to your mind. But I'm going to ask you again, are we logical? No, we're not. We are emotional. We will talk about things that connect with the heart. Again, a bad word in the corporate world. Nobody talks about love, nobody talks about heart, nobody talks about emotions. And I'll tell you, if you follow that methodology, you will fail. You will be like everybody else. If you want to succeed, we are going to go to the heart. When I say heart, I don't mean really lame stuff. I mean really, really beautiful stuff, which shows that you care that you care about people. I'll give you some hacks. 5 words, write down. These are the magical 5 words. In all your written communication, from today onwards, make sure it is there. I have had people, my clients, my friends, my colleagues use this and come back to me and say, this is magic. 5 magic words. Never send an email without these words until it becomes habit. Here are the words. I hope you're writing it down. First
Yes.
word, hope. Second word, you. Third word, are. Fourth word, doing. Fifth word, well. Hope you are doing well. These are the magic words. I promise you, you will be amazed at how people's responses to your emails, to your requests will drastically, and definitely change. That is your first hack. So this is one of the ways that one of the tools that I have employed. Another hack. This is your magical wand, right? So I'm all about the magic, because what we can create is magic. So your magical wand is something that you can wave over your head and hit your own head, and you will suddenly become someone that everybody will love. Would you like to know what that is? What this magical
Yes,
wand
yes.
is? Okay, so look at those of you who are watching, watch my face. Okay, this is magic wand. This is before magic wand. Look at my face. I don't look very nice, I think. Well, okay. How do I look now? Smile. Smile. Khalid got it, man. Rainier got it. Smile. Look at the difference in my face. It's kind of crazy how we don't know this. We are given with the ability to smile. Poor animals, they can't smile. I feel so bad because I don't know if my cat or my parrot are happy. They can't show me because they can't smile. We are blessed with the ability to smile. Why aren't we using it? Okay, look at my face again. No smile. Do you get it? It's powerful. You will love anybody with a smile. Please use it, guys. That's another hack. Well, there's another. Oh, this is so important. Dale Carnegie said it so beautifully when he said, you will make more friends in 2 months than 2 years. Do you want to know how? You will make more friends in 2 months by getting interested in other people than you will in getting them to be interested in you. What does that mean? When you meet someone, talk about them. People who know me have seen me, and now they realize if they're listening to me now, they will realize how I have always done this. Very few people know a lot about me. All of you guys in this room love me a lot, have hung out with me a lot. How many of you know a lot about me? Very few. And guess what? I know nearly everything about you guys. I know who's in your family. I know your history. I know what you love. I know your jobs. I know your challenges. Do you think that may have something to do with why you guys love me?
Yes.
I am interested in you guys. That's why everybody loves me. That's it. And that's the truth. When I meet anybody in an Uber, when I meet anyone anywhere, I just ask them about them. They don't care about me. Nobody cares about you. That's the truth. But they care about themselves. And when you talk to them about them, they will love you and they will tell you this was the best conversation. People have told me, I will speak to them, like sit in Uber, talk about everything about that guy's life, his family, his children, whatever. And in the end, he'll be like, this was the best conversation I had. Conversation? He probably doesn't even know my name. And when it comes to talking to people, everybody has this thing. Khalid is saying, yeah, when you ask people about family, they will like you. It's inevitable because we are humans. We are not logical. We are emotional. Now, when it comes to talking to people, everybody wants to know, how do I talk to people? Small talk. Then Michael has said something. A lot of people hesitate from small talk because they find it awkward. And they're like, what do I talk about? Weather? Weather is something everybody gravitates to, but now everybody knows that that's small talk. So avoid it. I'll give you a little framework. Write this down. For what to talk about. When you begin, do this. I've had my clients use it. Everything changes. F-O-R-D. Okay? F-O-R-D. Everybody's writing it down? Things to talk about. Because when you go and meet people, you're like, what do I talk about? Weather? Do I talk about his shoes? Do I talk about his pants? Maybe that's inappropriate. So maybe we'll talk about something. I'll give you guys what to talk about. F-O-R-D. F stands for family. Khalid said it. Khalid somehow knows my entire presentation for today, which is very interesting. Everything I'm talking about. So F is family. You talk about who's in their family, like their children, their pets. Oh, very important. Underline that. Children and pets. The most important thing to anybody. Don't just stop at asking who their children or their pets are. Ask them for their names. Here's what I used to do, answering Jiban's question. What do I do in the banks? So when my colleague would tell me, oh, you know what? My dog Stanley was doing this and that. I have a little diary. As soon as he goes away, I write in there, Eric's dog Stanley. And then someone will come and say, my children, Akash, and I don't know, I forget her name. That was a long time ago. So I take out the diary and I write this one's son, Akash. And I write down everybody's kids' names. And the next time I speak to them, I take out the diary. I'm like, hey, how's your son Akash doing? Wow, you remember his name? Boom. I know all my customers' children's names. Everybody's names written in my diary. They are amazed by it. And this is how you start. You just need one or twice, you remember it eventually. After you've asked them a couple of times, you don't need to keep looking at the diary. Get to talk about people they love. Everybody loves their children. Everybody here who has children loves their children, right? If anyone talks to you about your children, you will be like, my heart. Because this person uttered through their mouth the words that are on my heart. And that's how you connect to the heart. Chintu and Munni. Amazing, Tarun. Who are they? Okay, so that's another hack. Maybe those are the names that Tarun's future kids will be. So this is, oh, I didn't complete. F, family. O for occupation. What do they do for work? R for recreation. What do they do for fun? And D, what are their dreams? Now here's dreams goals. What's important is not just to ask them these questions like you're reading off a list, but build on it. So suppose someone says, oh, I really like for recreation, I really like to dance. So you can't just go and say, oh, you really like to dance? Okay, what else do you like to do? Ask them something about dancing. Like, what kind of dance do you like? Oh, really? What do you like about that dance? Did you learn that dance? Did you get trained in it? What kind of music do you dance? Just, you can think about it. So that's few tips. There are many more, but we don't have time. So I'll stop now. Jiban, please watch the time because, of course, I'm very passionate about this topic because we're talking about the heart and love. And so, yeah, I might digress. I have many other hacks after the session.
Yes, I know. And thank you so much. Because I was keep on listening to it. I didn't even look at the time, to be honest. Because the things you share is always valuable, and I'm following that. And thing that you say about focusing on others, being interested in others, this is a really simple thing, but gives a big result, and which I think we have forgotten about it. We are so self-centered that we don't think other than ourselves. Thank you so much for highlighting that. I think our the audience who are watching live here in Zoom or in YouTube, you are being greatly benefited from this one. I'm sure with that. There's one personal question of mine. I want to ask you. Since we're talking about we're mostly focused on Dubai Job Sundays focused on helping people in job looking for a job and on their career growth. Sometime this is what I felt as well once in my life, and I came to many people and they have a same complaint that as an employee, if I do my job 100%, why not my manager or my superior, he should does his job 100% and be not biased and judge us in should be fair, isn't it? Like everybody does it, and it's not only one or two or three. Like everybody who works, if you talk about them about their job, they have same complaint that yes, I do 100%, but my superior, my manager doesn't appreciate that. He just talks about other employee. Everybody has it. I've gone through that as well. So just if you can address that very quickly, I would be so grateful to you.
I just love your question. Because you're so bang on. Everybody says that. Yeah, there you go. People are like, wow, yeah, there you go. That's it. Good question, bro. Everybody loves your question. Absolutely. This is super powerful, guys. Super powerful question because we all come from that thought process. I did too. I believed if I was really good at my work, I believed if I was working 12 hours or 14 hours, the boss must like me. I believed it too. Yeah. However, as I live through life, and I say this, that this comes to experience, there are a few things that you can only learn through experience or being in the company of people who've experienced it, which is why you're in the latter option. You're really, really blessed to be here, is that you will try that and you will realize that it doesn't work. The reason that all of you are complaining about it is because it doesn't work. A reason that everybody is saying, I'm such a great worker. I am hitting all my budgets and I'm excelling and I'm awesome. Why doesn't my boss like me? And then I will go back to my previous question. Are humans logical or emotional? We can talk about this until the sun goes down, that you're doing really, really good work, that life has to be fair. Either you can choose that life and your boss works according to your rules of fairness, or you can learn the rules that will actually work for you. Which option do you choose? So yeah, if you want to learn If you want to dictate that everybody has to work according to your rules because somebody told you this was fair, somebody told you the harder you work, the better you will get, somebody told you that if you're really, really good at your work, you will excel in your career, and you began to believe it. But if it's not working, then isn't it time you wake up? Isn't it time you say, this isn't working? What's wrong? I was talking to one of my clients and she was doing something over and over, over and over, over and over. And I said, it's not working. When are you going to realize that something needs to shift? And when you're in your 20s, you make these mistakes. But as we grow up, as we go into our 30s and 40s, we realize that, hey, something's got to shift. And I'll tell you, when you think I am right, when you think I am good, when you think I am to be treated fairly, who is the I? All of you may have read this book, Dash is the enemy. Anybody knows who is the enemy? Ego.
Guys, feel free to share
Ego.
in the chat
Ego
box.
is the enemy. Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, I know that we don't have time, so I'm just going to tell you. When we talk about life has to be about my terms, it's usually the ego. I say go with what works with life, and what works with life is put yourself in other person's shoes. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and think, if you were the boss and you had yourself working as an employee, would you like you? If you are doing really, really good work, but you're not connecting with that person, you don't care about who's in their family. But then there's this other guy who doesn't really, hit their targets, but really cares about the family, really hangs out with everybody after work. Who are they going to choose? This is the truth of life, guys. It may not be what you want, but it is the truth of what works. Does that answer your question? Just go for
Yes,
love.
yes,
Just go for
yes.
love. Okay. I mean, you can say it as many ways as you want. Go for care, go for love, get involved, meet people, network with people, hang out with people, genuinely get interested in other people. Do you know why you must get interested in other people? A lot of people say, I don't like other people. I don't want to be interested in other people. Have you heard that? A lot of
Yeah,
people say, I don't like other people. Okay. Who is going to lose if you choose that option, that way of thinking? Who wins and
of
who
course.
loses? There you go.
Yeah,
That's the real.
we lose, definitely. Yeah,
There you go. Kuwait is like, yeah, self ego. You can choose that. The ego will
yeah,
win, you will lose. Ego will win, you will lose.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for us, answering this question, because it took me 2 years to understand that. 2 years I was working in a same position. I think my manager could not fire me because I was really good at my work. Otherwise, I would have been gone. Yeah, my work just kept me there. But my attitude, I think I had some ego that, okay, if I'm doing my job correctly, why should I, you know listen to you, like, you're not doing your job properly. Everybody has been through that situation. So I think the guy like me who's listening right now, it's time to wake up.
Yes. Thank you, Jivan.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah,
sharing that story.
yeah,
It's absolutely true. We've all been there. That's how I learned. We've all been there. We've all thought that way, that I'm so good that my boss should like me.
yeah.
I
True,
should
true,
get
true.
that job. It doesn't work like
Yeah,
that.
and it doesn't work. Yeah, because we want life to be, go with our rule, with our rule, but it doesn't work like that. Life has our own rule.
Absolutely, Jivan. Absolutely. Yeah. You said it. That's it. That's how we all learn. And everybody here is blessed to be here to learn from us. It's so good. I'm so happy.
Wow, I think this is yeah. Well, I think we've been a little bit of more time, but I think this is so valuable, the one you're sharing, and I'm definitely 100% confident that whoever listening right now, they have been really really benefited, and whoever gone through that phase, which I've been through, it will be very very helpful for you. And thank you so much, Cheryl, for taking your time to come in this platform and teach us through your experience, which you do always. Definitely, thank you so much for that.
It's welcome.
um, Okay, I have another question, by the way. Just to at your background, I can see that, and we know that you have a book coming. The name is Money Mastermind. I'm really. Would you please briefly tell us about it? What is that book, and what are you offering to your audience from that book?
Great. Okay. The book is actually really, really closely tied with the topic of today. It's really fascinating, although most people, again, will not make this association. However, money is also governed by the same rules as other people. Same three R's. relationship. So this whole book is about our relationship with money. That's why it's called the mind game. To make people understand this, for those people who been in my courses would know this, that I always say, if you had a lover, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, whatever suits you, and you told them that they were evil, would they stay? Most of the time, we inside carry a belief that money is evil, or that you have to do evil things to have money. It's just one of the fundamental beliefs that we have. So I always tell all my students to fall in love with money if you want it in your life. Most of us want the money and then we hate it. It's like saying, I want my boss to love me, but I hate him. It's not going to work like that. You can't want money to love you when you hate it. So we must be okay to love money if we want money in our life, and believe that to do good in this world, we need money. That the best way that we can really quickly leverage and multiply our efforts is through money. So money is actually, in my opinion, the root of all good things. So I'm teaching people that I am moving people towards financial abundance. I want them to get away from this limited scarcity, struggling life that this world offers, and I want to tell them that there is the possibility of a different life, and I want to show people that. And that's what the book is all about. It's a 21-day process. It takes people step by step, day by day. It's a beautiful book, if I say so myself. People, my editors, people who read it, fell in love with it, and they say, I find it so hard to believe that this is your first book. You seem like a seasoned author. I will tell you that the book is from my heart, and I think that's what shows. So yeah, that's what the book is about: relationship with money.
Wow. Relationship with the money. This is interesting.
Mhm.
So okay, very quickly tell me, if I how can I buy it? Or if I
You can buy it.
if
Well,
our yeah, if
it's
our
available.
audience want to, sorry.
It's already available for pre-order, but not in UAE. I know that Amazon doesn't allow UAE, but you guys will find it. And if you want it, Vanel will share links with you guys of how you can buy it. Please, you're welcome. It's on Amazon. It's on ebook. We will get a paperback as well, slowly. However, yeah, just go ahead and read it. It costs you next to nothing, but it will potentially change everything in your life. I promise you that.
Please share that link from
Yeah,
where they can.
sure. If
I'm
Renelle is
interested.
here, someone will share it. Don't worry about it. Renelle, please do.
Oh yeah,
Renelle
there
works
you
with
go.
me. She's my champion. She's awesome.
Ranil has guys. Anybody is interested in the book? Ranil has shared the link in the chat box. Please follow that, and you can get to the book. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, this has been an amazing session. I think audience, you have enjoyed as well. So I'm really really happy that the lot of the questions I had got answered, and because of lack of time, uh, before we move to the audience question, I would like to ask you, what was your experience with this session today with the empowerment talk and the way jobs and overall this session? How it is? How do you feel?
I think this was the best thing that's happened to me in the past 3 months.
I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. This is a topic that's so close to my heart, and the people in this group are so close to my heart. Just connecting with everybody just really lights me up. This is what I live for. So I want to thank you, Jivan, Ranira, Empowerment Talks, Cheryl Pinto, Dubai Jobs Hunt, Tulika, Renel, and everybody who made this happen, because you enabled me to live my purpose. Thank you.